had a world of my own, everything would be nonsense. Nothing would be what it is, because everything would be what it isn't. And contrariwise, what it is, it wouldn't be. And what it wouldn't be, it would. You see, everything is so confusing.
It is not.
Well, it is to me.
Why?
Well, I can't remember things as I used to, and
Hello, my excited acolytes. You are joining us on a journey of the mundane, majestic, and macabre. You are now entering the rabbit hole. Alrighty, folks, you are here for another episode of the Rabbit Hole. I am your funny tour guide through this little mess. I go by G, and I've got a better sidekick than Robin with me. I got Bebop. How you doing today, baby?
Doing good. How about you?
I'm living a dream, and I'm trying not to wake up, Bub. I'm trying not to wake up.
I got you.
I wanted to wish you a happy Father's Day. We're recording this on Father's Day, and it's my bosom buddy, my partner in life, first Father's Day.
It is.
How you feeling, Bubba?
Feels good.
I know I spun this on you. I didn't
Feels
tell you
good.
nothing about this, did I?
No, but it feels it feels good. I'm fortunate.
Oh yeah, that little baby Earl boy, he's something else now.
Definitely changes you.
Hey,
By all means, I wouldn't say rush into some shit like that, like fatherhood, but it is definitely a rewarding
you
process.
say 10 out of 10 will recommend, huh?
Yeah, I would recommend it at some point.
So, folks, we aren't going to talk about Father's Day. I was going to, at least tell my buddy that on, so he can't never say I ain't do nothing for him. But, Bebop, you know what we're going to talk about today?
Well, I think you gave me a little bit of a heads up, but I try to keep my details minimal so we can have this conversation as openly as possible, but it's something to do with cryptids.
Oh, yes, sir. We're going to cover, I'm going to explain, some terminology, some hoopla. And I've decided for our listeners. I'm treating them folks like they're here sitting with us. But I want to get our listeners to know about, we all know about Bigfoot.
Yeah.
We all know about the Mothman, the Chupacabras, anybody who comes out of Aner, like stuff like that.
Yeah, for sure.
So I've picked out 3 different urban legends, cryptids that you don't hear about. I've never heard about them, and I find it like hilarious.
Okay, so like the less popular ones, something that I guess hopefully these listeners, maybe it would be interesting to see if they know these 3 not so well known ones.
I'm gonna put it like this: if you know the oddest one out of the 3, you are really like in your basement reading some leather books and type shit. Because
Okay.
I'm not even sure how to pronounce this shit, but we're gonna redneck through it. Is what
Oh,
we're
yeah.
gonna
We're
do.
gonna butcher one word at a time. That's how
Oh
we
yes,
do it.
sir. We are going to. Hey, eventually, once this podcast gets like good and jumping, and everybody loves us and we're famous.
Oh yeah.
I'm gonna put out a damn dictionary, son. A rabbit hole dictionary.
That would be kind of cool.
Oh yeah.
I would say you. I mean, of all the people that I know and grew up with, you have your own vocabulary.
Oh, son,
You have your own. Like you call my son Earl. That's not his name, by the way.
But
you.
who's to say that's not his name? When I call him that, he looks at me.
That's true. That's true.
A name is what you.
And it's not just names or nicknames. I mean, G does have his own vocabulary for a lot of terminology. And if you know him, you kind of know what he's trying to say. But if you absolutely don't know him and he just walks up and has a conversation with you, there's a chance you're going to be like, what in the hell is he talking about?
Now, I will play charades with you at least. You remember Bubble Body? I played charades with you.
Any car built in like the 30s and 40s, you know, they're kind of round on the fenders, the hood and stuff. He calls that the bubble body. That's a bubble.
And it's not, I ain't knocking it. I likes it.
Yeah.
But I ain't know the word for it. And I
bubble body.
Communication is key, son. As long as you can get it across, that's all that matters.
To be honest with you, it sticks.
Right?
I mean, I find myself pointing out bubble bodies.
Right.
You know?
The dictionary could take off. It'd write its fucking self.
Well, like we were talking about earlier today, before we got on this podcast, these youngins and their terminology. Like, remember when we were younger, we had our own little words, maybe not like what they have now, but...
Oh, yeah.
You know,
every generation has its vernacular. Vernacular is the word for it. I'm going to use a 5th grade word for y'all. Damn vernacular. A way of speaking, all that good stuff. And yeah, you were right. How did you say it? Remember the aliens talk from the early 2000s?
Yeah, like them.
That's what that's what Earl's going to sound to you when he's about 16.
He's about 16 and he's got that slang in his little buddies. He'll probably be talking some smack to me and I don't even know what he's saying.
Oh, son, when he calls you a clip nord or some bullshit like that, you won't want to fight him and not even know what you said.
He could have been complimenting me for all I know.
Well, let's come on now.
My ignorance.
Was you complimenting folks at 16 years old?
Not very much.
Not often. Not often. But I digress. let's reel it back in. We are talking about cryptids, and honestly, when you hear cryptid, what do you think of? Before I throw some facts at you, I want to hear your baseline knowledge.
Cryptid, monster, but it don't have to be a monster. What I mean by monster is like creature, spirit, anything along those lines that is got people convinced that it's in the area. Multiple people have seen it. Multiple people can agree on what it looks like. So it kind of becomes a thing. It becomes, okay, like it's tall or it's got a white dress. Or
so you feel like folklore has a lot to do with how we view cryptids and stuff like that.
Yeah. Well, I mean, anything, a cryptid, I guess, could be anything that isn't human.
Well, by definition, if we're going to look in the book, a cryptid is defined as an animal whose existence or survival to present day is disputed or unsubstantiated. And I'm sorry, y'all. I'm from a little town in South Carolina. We didn't do books too good. I fixed some shit for you though.
Lexile level was not the best, but we make it. We are here.
Yes, sir.
So basically, it's a animal or a creature that its existence is disputable because there's no full proof that it exists.
Hard evidence.
So that's, like the whole Bigfoot thing.
A
believer, a non-believer, blah, blah, blah. Game of hide and seek, champion, whatever you want to call it.
Oh, yeah. Which, folks, I'm going to take this second to tell y'all exactly how passionate me and Bebop is about this, like, fucking cryptids and Bigfoot and shit. We have been not once, but twice to a Bigfoot museum.
Yes, we have. Just outside of Blue Ridge, Georgia. It's a pretty cool little place if you've never been, for sure.
Oh, yeah. No, they're not sponsoring shit, but it was an awesome time. Like, I really enjoyed myself, and any of y'all can find it. I can't think of the name right offhand now.
It's, I can't think of the name of it either, but I can see it clear as day.
Oh, yeah, it's got a big-ass wicker Bigfoot out front. When I tell y'all pasture molds, all kinds of good stuff, and I know what y'all were doing right now. Y'all were laughing at folks who spent time at a Bigfoot museum, but I'm going to tell y'all how I went, and this is how I prefer to go. You get good and stoned and go in there, you will have the best time. They got little movie rooms, all kinds
Bigfoot dookie.
They do have... We cannot do a whole nother.
Yo, they got everything but Bigfoot. Like they got Bigfoot dookie. They got a Bigfoot hand.
They got a Bigfoot scout.
They got a scout. They got fur. They got plenty of footprints, but they don't have Bigfoot. Not yet.
Nah, they don't have. Well, do you think? I think Bigfoot is a race of things. I don't think it is just one creature.
Well, there's got to be more.
Oh yeah.
They can't just be one.
No.
Not as long as he's been around.
And think about it. It's different. Like how can I put it?
Variants.
Variants.
Talking about like the Yeti and
Yeah.
and the Bigfoot. You know, one's kind of like, it's almost like a polar bear and a grizzly bear, right?
Yeah.
I get you.
So, like I said, I gave you the definition of cryptid, but what we're going to talk about to begin with is called cryptozoology. Yeah, I know you've heard that term in like either movies or any comics, Hellboy or something like that, because you know we were big fans of Hellboy and shit like that. But it is a pseudoscience, meaning it can't be proved by basically by the scientific method. You know what I mean? It's your Bigfoot hunters, your ghost hunters, your shit like that. Everything on History Channel after like 8:00 in the night.
Oh yeah, you know, ancient aliens.
Yeah, oh yeah. All that is cryptozoology, folks. Anything on the History Channel after 8:00, yeah, that's what you got. But I started doing a little research, and honestly, it started off with books, man. Like two guys that were zoologists started writing books about the creepy, the basically as a field. It was formed with the work of two zoologists, Bernard. Again, folks, South Carolina, small town. This last name is going to kill me, but is Bernard Hoovelman.
Ooh, that was bad.
Hoovelman. Hoovelman. We're gonna call him Bernard because you know
you couldn't work at Starbucks.
Fuck you. I damn sure couldn't, son. Oh god. But we're gonna call him Bernard because here at the Rabbit Hole we all family and kinfolk. So
yeah.
I'm gonna call you by your first name.
Yeah.
And one Ivan T. Sanderson from Scotland. Bernard published On the Track of the Unknown Animals in 1955, which was kind of the match that started the fire, along with Sanders' work such as The Abominable Snowman, Legends Come to Life. So basically these guys in the like 1955, it started writing books back and forth to where like, because you know once you start talking about shit, no matter how stupid people may find it, somebody's going to listen.
Absolutely.
And it really struck, hell, it got all the way to us, man.
I mean, we listen. I'm here for a good story.
Oh, yes, sir.
I might not believe it, but I'm here to hear it.
Now, okay, I'm glad that you said that. What is your level of belief here? Before I even tell you all these stories and like tell you these methods or the descriptions, what is your level? What is your level of belief for like things that go bump in the night?
Well, I'll take it at face value. It depends on the subject matter, of course. Like if you're talking like spirits, to me, that's a whole different outlook from like creatures. When it comes to creatures, I look at us as a species because we are animals at the end of the day. But we've like with scientists going out and tracking and getting all that's how we have all the information on all the animals that are out there, like from frogs to leopards to elephants or whatever.
Oh, yeah, you was a zoo book kid. I remember that.
Oh yeah, I love animals and stuff. I think that shit's interesting. But at this stage in civilization, and as strong as technology is, it's hard for me to believe certain things. So if it's not in the deep ocean, like the places that aren't like habitable by humans, like either like Antarctica or like the very severe tundra or the deep ocean, I would be willing to believe of like creatures or like new species and such. But like these other counterparts like Chupacabra and maybe Bigfoot, I do like to believe that they're out there because I think it's exciting. But it's also very hard to justify if somebody did come up and say, you know, that thing ain't real. You know, it's hard for me to say, you know, you're just as right as I am.
No, you're an American. You can say, fuck you, I'm right.
Well, yeah, but I'm just saying, like, we at this stage in life, we've destroyed enough fucking trees to know what's out there in at least 70% of the world.
You feel 70%?
And I'm saying a lot of that 30% is ocean. So like maybe 10% more of land, and like that 20% is that deep ocean. You know what I mean?
I want you to hold that fact that you just said.
In fact, I was just
No,
guesstimating.
no, your idea,
Okay.
I want you to hold that idea that you just said, because after these stories, I have a theory.
Okay.
Matter of fact, no, I will end on the stories and something funny. I will jump to this theory. This was something that I am a fool. It makes me wonder, and I don't know where I got the idea from. You know, I'm a ponderer. You know me. I'll just be sitting there thinking about some dumb shit for about 45 to 3 hours.
Depending on how good it is.
Oh, yeah. I believe that all the cryptids in the world, because you remember, you know, well, not in the world, but a lot of the ones in the U.S. are in national parks.
Yeah. I remember you talking about this probably a couple months ago.
Yeah.
And your theory, from what you explained to me, I know the listeners haven't heard your theory in full, but you have a point, in my opinion.
So, folks, what Bebop is like referring to is y'all won't know good enough because this is the 3rd episode, but stick around the table, stick around the rabbit hole. You're going to come to realize I'm a big conspiracy theorist.
As am I. I take everything at face value.
I'm the type of fella that I'm walking through the woods looking up in the trees, making sure ain't nothing like bipedal or nothing like that climbing through. I'm worried about burglars and demons. Like, you know how stressful that kind of life is. I don't want to bring bad spirits to my house or anybody who will rob me. You know how just...
Jordy answers the pizza delivery guy at the door with sage and a pistol.
You pick.
Are you real? Is this my pizza? Okay, thanks.
The pizza delivery boy died 40 years ago.
It'd be funny. You go to the door with some sage up over and goes, oh shit, runs away. Almost got him.
Oh, God. You know what? Thinking about that, what if, like, you know, smarter cryptids, we'll go ahead and say we believe. We'll go ahead and say down the board, all the things that go bump in the night are out there.
Okay.
Wouldn't they develop with the times? Like, wouldn't there be, like, just goofy-ass, like, close to hominid like cryptids?
Well, definitely. It's an ever-changing world, and even in the nature, in the wilds, I mean, creatures do evolve over time to adapt to their surroundings or to compete with their predators. Predator and prey kind of concept. So yeah, if they're a long-term cryptid and they're around and they're still trying to be relevant, they better get with the times.
Oh, so they got an internet file?
I mean, like if Bigfoot's in a Tesla, I might need to, you know, believe it before I see it. You know, you might be riding around in the Tesla, getting with the times.
It's a big-ass Tesla.
And it self-drives. He don't even have to drive. He just needs to get it.
Where would he be going?
Well, he's got a lot of ground to cover. Remember when we were at the place in Blue Ridge? I mean,
Oh, yeah, they have a huge...
He's got sightings down in Florida, which is what do they call it? The one in Florida? Kind of, it's like orange-colored.
Skunk ape.
Skunk ape.
Yes,
all the way up. All the way up, especially through the mountain areas.
There are some stories about that fucking skunk ape. That could be a podcast within itself, folks.
Skunk ape is the Florida man.
Oh, when I tell you, there's something bred in Florida. Because, look, we got beaches. We've got meth heads. We've got rednecks. We've got it all around here. And we still don't have that special ingredient that comes out of Florida. I don't know what it is. And, look, Florida folks, we love you to death. Y'all are some of the most entertaining-ass folks in the world.
I love Florida.
Huh?
I like Florida. I do.
I've been to the peanut factory in Florida. That's irrelevant as shit, but I went.
Nice.
Planted peanut man.
Yeah.
I went there.
Nice.
My great grandparents. I was a little boy. Irrelevant as shit, but I
But
went.
you remember that shit?
Oh yeah, that shit. Just, when I hear Florida, that's what pops in my head.
Okay.
And you know, here we go off caveman thoughts. Oh man, but back to the. Fucking planted peanuts. Don't nobody give a shit about that.
Somebody does.
You think so?
There's a place.
You know, yeah. But I don't think anybody listening to this podcast right now gives a fuck that I went to Planters Peanuts when I was little.
There's a chance
You
that
think
somebody is listening to you say that, eating Some Planters peanuts.
I'm gonna put it like this, folks. If that strung a chord with y'all at any point when I said Planters peanuts, let me know.
They might have been to there. They might know exactly where you're talking about.
You think I just gave somebody a flashback?
You might have.
That's cool. I think I have flashbacks myself. They're kind of fun. I had one just then, and I shared it with y'all. So I hope y'all have one too. Oh shit. Okay. Where was I?
Okay, so we're trying to get back into the topic of cryptids. You were going off of your theory, and we kind of went on a tangent.
Yes, sir. I got you.
Okay.
I'm on it like a dog. So. All right. So, national parks. I believe that the forest rangers monitor and contain certain cryptids such as big feets, skinwalkers, any kind of your like shit like that. Maybe even maybe not the Jupiter cobras, because I think that's more of the southern of the border kind of.
Yeah, but Biden's president; he's welcome in.
So you think? So you think the Chupacabra come across the border?
He wants to.
I mean, he has the ability. I understand that. But you think we have to hide our goats now?
Yeah. Yeah, I think so.
Hide our goats. All right. Now you heard it here, folks. The Chupacabra has made it into America. Hide your goats if you have them. If you don't, maybe get a goat. Goats are kind of neat. The fainting ones are my favorite.
Those are really cool.
By the end of this podcast, these people are either going to know something about cryptids or something about me. I've been to Planters peanuts, and I like fainting goats. Oh shit! But I believe that is true for the simple fact that there are so many people who go missing in nature park, like national parks, and there's so many dead spots and just. You telling me we can put satellites to look in a goat's ass somewhere in a third world country, but we can't fucking like.
You really meant hide the goats. You really meant hide the goats.
From the Chupacabra and the government.
Assholes from space.
Oh shit.
But I get what you're saying, and this is what I was saying earlier about your idea does have some friction or some traction, because you got a point. Like if you look into it, I mean, I don't know exactly how many people a year or how many people in the past 10 years have went missing in each particular park, but there's a lot of missing person cases.
Would you like some numbers?
Sure.
You would like some numbers?
If you got some numbers, absolutely.
Sir, I do my research.
Hell yeah.
Some believe that over 1,000 people on an average go missing from national park and public lands every year.
Wow. So all of them combined, 1,000 people per year, just in the U.S.
That is what some people believe, yes.
Wow. So a nature park is more dangerous than a great white shark.
And check this out. The NPS search and rescue data from 2017 shows 3,453 missing missions and 182 deaths in that year alone.
So out of all those missing and those confirmed dead, I'm assuming that's confirmed like recovered bodies or found bodies.
Yeah, when they said
so that's like 10% that are found.
I'm either a found or just MIA, I guess.
Yeah, but if they don't find, like, I mean, even like in general, like when people go missing out in this area, you know, it might take 5-10 years, but they eventually find, you know, bones or remains, and you know, then they can go from there. That's kind of wild.
What if something eats it all?
Or do they just not worry about it?
Well, you let me ask you something. If you knew somebody walked in a cage with something that eat you, would you go looking for the leftovers?
No, I mean, I get it. It's odd, right?
Right. Yeah,
I'm with you on that. It's odd. It's odd.
And listen, folks, I am not the smartest man in the world, but when something don't sound right to me, I'm gonna say something and at least have a little bit of numbers. So, what all that really makes me boil down to this is park rangers are men in black.
Park rangers are men in black.
Yep. Let that simmer in your soul a little bit. Smokey the Bear was a neuralizer and all that good shit.
Make you forget.
Right?
Go home.
What if it was something that could breathe fire that started all the forest fires? It wasn't even our fault. He was just blaming us.
It's a hell of a complex.
Right?
I mean, it is.
Can't trust nobody.
And I don't know that you're wrong, so I'm not going to tell you you're wrong.
I wouldn't. I wouldn't listen anyway. Oh, shit. So, folks, I never get to be all fancy and know where words come from. Because you ever thought about that?
They come from your mouth.
Fuck you. I mean, like, I meant like the origin of a word. You ever thought about that?
Like what country it came from, or like what language it came from?
Yeah.
Okay.
You ever thought about shit, or is that just a stone thought that I had by myself?
No. Like, especially if I hear something new and like I'm trying to understand it, then yeah, I'll look at the word like that. You know,
Yeah.
like, does it seem like it's a Spanish word, or if it's like in a different language? Am I saying a word that's not even an English word? Kind of mess. I get what you're saying.
So, I learned the origin of cryptozoology. So I get to put my pinky out, and y'all got to hear it.
All right, let's hear it. Pinky's out.
So, folks, pinky's out. Remember that. It comes from ancient Greek kryptos, which means hidden, zoon, which means animal, and logos, which means knowledge or study. That is the origins of the word cryptozoology. So it breaks down to the study of unknown creatures.
The knowledge of unknown creatures. Pretty cool.
It sounds kind of dope, though, like
Yeah,
it's
it
a
does.
spell or some shit, ain't it?
Yeah. But a lot of words on that note, which is a tangent, has nothing to do with cryptos. A lot of those words like that, like zoology or any ology, kind of derived from those Greek. I guess that's where it originated. Greek mythology, those gods and stuff.
Oh,
There
yeah.
were some creatures in those stories. Minotaur and shit.
I think that's one of the scariest fucking things they ever could have thought. A minotaur? A big old son bitch with a bull head that just runs after you. He ain't got no like comment. He just runs after you.
Mm-hmm.
You step on his property, he just runs after you.
He knows. He's coming.
The ancient Greek myth of the old man and his lawn was minotaurs. Oh shit! So
What out of the research you've done, which I'm just curious, what's one of the cryptids that you found that you wanted to bring to the podcast? Just one of them, or start us with one.
all right, all right. They called melon heads.
Oh gosh. Okay, a melon head. Now I will say I've never heard of that. Besides, like, it makes me think of like the cone heads from that movie, or maybe an alien.
Okay, so melon heads. The lore is that they're small human-like creatures, and in some stories they used to be human with a big ass like head, basically. Like, imagine a little old body with a big ass scary pumpkin on it, and that runs after you in the woods.
How big are they? And is there multiple, or is it just one?
They usually travel in a pack the size of like a family, like 3 to 5. And in the stories, they just be in woods and shit waiting for you. And
Sounds like Ewoks.
little pumpkin-headed Ewok.
You hear that? Your ass is grass.
But in some, okay, you have these lore and legends of these melon heads, popping up in 3 regions of the U.S.
Okay.
You have Michigan, Ohio, and Connecticut. Most involve like children who were like wards of the state, and those kids would have something again, folks. Y'all just gonna have to either try to figure it out, or look. I'll tell you what it means.
Just go with it. One take. You got it.
Hydrocephalus. Oh shit. Hydrocephalus. Is that what that means? Oh.
Let me take a look.
Hydrocephalus.
Hang on. Let's see.
Folks, y'all gonna hear it. Hydrocephalus?
Hydrocephalus.
Hydrocephalus?
Yeah. That's what I would say. Hydrocephalus.
I wrote the bitch down, so fuck y'all.
We just don't have to be wrong if we're wrong.
Yeah. A condition in which accumulation of cerebrospinal fluid occurs within the brain. Basically, the fluid from your spine is expanding your brain and like your skull around it.
Wait.
It's constant fluid on the brain.
Okay, so the melon head cryptid is based off of a real life condition.
It is a condition, and what makes it fall into like I would believe like a cryptozoology, cryptid, urban lore thing is in some of the stories they're experimented on, and once the facility that they were living in shut down, they just lived in the woods and shit.
Oh, so they thrive.
Oh, but
they
survive. It was a real hills have eyes kind of situation.
Okay.
I would piss my pants if something 4 foot tall with a pumpkin on its shoulder started running me at the woods all dirty on all fours, just fucking getting it. Oh.
I just feel like with that condition, it don't make them any stronger.
It wouldn't make them any stronger.
Like if anything, their heads are a big weak spot. You know, like if swole your head up. Like
So you're just out here stomping pumpkins?
Yeah, well, I wasn't going to go that far with it, but I was going to say, like, you know, I feel like with that kind of condition, like, I mean.
So the melon heads is not something you would be scared of?
Depends. It depends. They catch me off guard and there's 4 of them. Yeah, I'm spooked. It could be a damn cat and I'm spooked. But if I can see them and I know they're there, probably not.
Probably not.
Probably not. Now, if they got like makeshift spears and bows and arrows and they're like slinging off on me, yeah, I might be scared for my life real quick.
Oh, so what I'm hearing is, folks, Bebop would be okay going to Michigan, Ohio, or Connecticut to go hunting the melon heads. Let's hear it, Bebop.
Well, okay, I'll answer that question when you tell me everything about the melon head that you've done research on, and I'll see if it's worth hunting a melon head.
It's worth hunting a melon head?
Yeah. I mean, what do they do? Like, have they hurt anybody? Or are they just sighted? Like or are they just a story?
There have been stories of people being chased off campgrounds at campsites in the woods. People said they've seen photos and records. In my research, I couldn't find any news site that had those photos and record, but it was mentioned in a few articles that families had seen them, or they've been sighted hooping and hollering in the fucking woods. Which that in itself is fucking terrifying. I'm just gonna let you know. They go to hooping and hollering, I'm done. And I think, what was it? They're small humanoids, so I'm thinking maybe 3 to 4 foot tall. If you're out in the woods, you're gonna get to where you're able to hunt your food and you're quick, you're on your feet. The head is a really big weak spot, but
it is.
I think if you're living out in the woods, you figured out how to watch that sumbitch. Unless they're just running on all fours, bumping into shit.
Ow, ow. Maybe that's why they're so mad. I'll be mad too.
Okay, I guess we figured out the melon heads are just upset because they're bumping their head everywhere.
Melon heads. I will honestly say I've never heard of that. I've never heard of them. But it's interesting. Like that backstory was pretty interesting about that wards of the state, the condition and all that. That's pretty neat. That's like a kind of wild story.
I feel like a lot of urban legend and stuff starts with like an asylum that got closed down and all
A good
that.
catch.
Oh yeah,
Not saying it's 100% fake. I'm just saying it's a good catch. Like it gets you like, okay.
Oh, it snatches the attention.
Yeah.
Because I'm gonna tell you right now, we in South Carolina have what's it, Bull Street?
Bull Street.
Bull Street was a insane asylum.
Oh, okay.
And it was literally a whole compound within itself. It's I can't remember exactly where it is in
That's
South
what I was
Carolina.
trying to think of.
But I think I would do a ghost tour and something like that.
Yeah, I'm totally down for like paranormal stuff because like when we were in Key West, we did the we went to some bunker or something next to where that doll is. Have you heard of that doll? I think it's Robert the Doll or something.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, we did all that. That was pretty cool. I mean, we didn't see nothing, we didn't hear nothing, but it was really cool. It was spooky. It was cool, and there was history there, which was probably one of the coolest things. I like history like that.
Oh, I'm a
Those
big
old
fan
bunkers and
myself.
stuff, man. That's cool. You could only imagine how many people have been through there or fought there or died there. So it's just really cool.
Oh, most definitely.
Now, is there anything else on the melon heads, or is that just kind of all you could find? Since like you couldn't find no photos or nothing, is that pretty much?
Well, I'm going to attach some photos here with the podcast of each of these creatures that I'm going to be talking about, actually.
Okay.
That's going to be a special treat for our listeners and the ones of us who listen on YouTube, that all our cryptids today is going to have a picture or at least something dealing with the topic.
Okay.
So we're going to start trying to incorporate a little bit more for those of us who...
Little visuals.
Yeah,
That's cool.
something.
Good something to look at,
Oh, yeah. But you know what I decided to do for us?
What's that?
And we love our home state of South Carolina.
We do.
I decided to bring something up that I hadn't heard of. Since have you ever heard of the Lizard Man of Scape or Swamp?
No.
Let me paint a visual, my friends.
Now, when you say lizard man, of course I think of Spider-Man. Like a man-sized lizard, or is this not the case?
Keep that image in your head, honestly.
Okay.
Keep that image in your head, folks. Picture it. Mid-July 1988, Lee County Sheriff's Office investigates reports of a car-torn cleanup in an area outside of Bishopville, South Carolina, on the edge of Scape or Swamp. Teeth and claw marks, the full, creature customs. Tore all the car to pieces, clawed up the shit, bit the shit. And once the police done the report, the news coverage prompted a teenager to say his car was attacked a few weeks prior. I think it was about 2 weeks prior. Again, damn it. Oh my God, we're gonna have to have a counter for that on this show. That's just gonna. Are we gonna do this every show?
Sure. I mean, they come as they want to. I hope. But Mike probably picked that up. But sorry, guys, I farted.
But again, children. So you were talking about the Spider-Man, like
That style lizard man, or that's what came to my mind when you said that.
so. The teenager described the creature as 7 foot, wet like snake-like skin with 3 fingers. So either lizard man or a skinny fucked up Ninja Turtle, one of the fucking two. But the newspaper coverage and shit, like the media and shit from the teenager and everything like that, prompted like a huge surge in coverage and everything of like the lizard guy. The local stores were selling t-shirts, and we all know like the more coverage, the more folks start coming out the woodwork claiming everything. Like,
Oh yeah.
the lizard man molested my babysitter's aunt or something like that.
Yeah.
And hell, the newspaper. Well, no, not a newspaper. I'm so sorry, folks. I lied. The local radio offered a $1 million reward for somebody to capture the lizard man alive.
Wow.
And shit, this hasn't completely died out because I know I said it was like 1988 when all this happened in like little old South Carolina.
Yeah.
But in 2008, the lizard man was talked about in the CNN coverage of a couple claiming that their vehicle was damaged.
What is he after vehicles for?
I feel like the lizard man is just some redneck dude that owns an auto shop that just keeps fucking people shit up at night. He goes out there with a side grinder and just.
I think so. Do they have any pictures of the damage?
They had pictures.
I mean, does it look creature-like? Does it look, or does it look like fabricated? You know, like you just said, like someone did it. That's what would get me.
Yeah. Well, with the CNN case, it came along with some evidence and even a blood trail, which turned out to be somebody's dog.
So they're saying the dog did it, or the dog got injured by it.
I'm thinking somebody hooblahed and their dog died, and they tried to make it happen. Because you're right. I don't understand what the car theme is.
How do you think like fucking State Farm, like Jake from State Farm, would take that shit? Like, bro, you ain't gonna believe this. The lizard man just got my shit, and he's over there like, again.
Like, would that fall under? Oh God, what would your insurance premium be for acts of?
Nah, I just want to know if that's covered.
Yeah.
You know what? If I have to change insurance on anything, that's gonna be one of my questions. If this is fresh on my brain.
Oh, bro, I'm feeling.
Do I have cryptid coverage?
You know what? Somebody out there, call your insurance agency and ask, do you cover attacks from cryptids? And let me know your response, because I really need to know this at this point.
Well, this thing is out for cars. Like, this is like tearing up property. Dude's a menace.
Well, it would be the one from South Carolina that just want to tear people's shit up. That thing ain't just got it. It's got no rhyme or reason for what it does.
Like, it just looks at that little Mini Cooper and it's like, you know what? I hate that car. So 3 fingers, 7 foot tall, snake-like skin. So like slick-looking, scaly.
Yeah, like a snake.
Skin. What kind of head? Like, is it like a straight-up lizard, alligator style?
They said it was more elongated snout, but almost humanoid, like it's
like a monitor lizard, kind of, or like a. Just trying to visualize it in my head. That this thing, did it have a tail?
It did have a tail. Oh. It did have a tail.
And now beyond this small town in South Carolina and that swamp, nowhere else?
Not for that particular creature.
Okay.
That particular lore is around the skateboard swamp.
Well, see, now I will say that makes me believe in it more, that it's not everywhere. It's just in this one little spot. You know what I mean? So that makes the story more believable to me, that it's focused in one area.
But so the isolation of the incidents make you believe in it more.
Yeah,
I can understand that. Yeah, and you know, since I did decide to speak on the lizard man, I want to do an honorable mention. There was a frog man, 4 foot. I just want to describe this guy to y'all because he just tickled me so good. He was 4 foot, frog head, humanoid, stout in stature, and a police officer saw him go across the road. And when it comes to the reports of cryptids from like officials and stuff like that, I feel like that adds a little bit more validity, because no cop wants to be the guy who claimed to see Bigfoot.
Well, you know they're going to hear it, at least for a while, from their buddies or coworkers or whatever.
Oh, dude. Look, every time anybody has ever asked that I believe in like anything like that, and I've told them yes, I've been confronted with an argument. If they did not full-heartedly believe like I did, I was confronted with an argument.
That's not for everybody. And I don't expect everyone to think, certain things exist. When really, like we said at the beginning of cryptozoology, there's really no hard proof. That's the point in it. It's either you do or you don't believe in this.
Exactly. So, my last cryptid that I have for you.
Okay.
This little motherfucker tickled me pink, and I needed you to know who he was.
Okay.
The Tokoloshi.
That sounds Asian.
It ain't though. The Tokoloshi. This some shit I know you ain't heard of. It comes from Southern African Bantu folklore.
Okay.
Right? The Tokoloshi is a dwarf-like water spirit. It is an evil spirit. It's an evil spirit that's sick on folks.
Okay.
And what I mean by sick on folks, you got to be mad at a motherfucker
Oh God.
for a Tokoloshi to come about. You hear me? Somebody has to have upset you for a Tokoloshi to come about.
Oh, okay. So they're saying, just so I'm getting what you're saying to me, basically, like the spirit only comes about when you really wronged somebody.
This is a spirit for hire, bro.
Oh.
So what I mean by that is,
Okay.
say this motherfucker cut you off in traffic.
Are you talking about the spirit?
No,
Or just a random person?
no. The spirit's not riding in the motherfucking car like fucking bitch.
I'm just wondering.
Oh god,
Lizard man's over there trying to tear it up.
Frogman
Melon
run-
heads in the back seat. Frog man's crossing the road.
Oh god.
Anyways, I went on a tangent there.
Driving poltergeist, but no. Say you cut me off and all that good mess on the road, and I'm so mad you pissed me off something good. I would go to my friendly neighborhood witch doctor.
They have those?
Yep.
Okay.
I mean, I don't think we do, but they do. So, I would be like, hey, man, such and such made me so fucking mad.
How much for a Tokoloshi?
I know how much for a Tokoloshi.
Oh, shit. Is it something cheap?
The soul of a loved one.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
That's not cheap.
No. And you want to hear the fucking kicker? You can't pick who.
Wow.
So you've got to be real upset with a son bitch for a Tokoloshi to come about. That's what I'm gathering out of this. I just give up a random loved one.
Give me a little bit more on it as far as, like, what are some things that the Tokoloshi has been blamed for?
Okay.
Some things that have happened.
There's actually a newspaper article where it says Tokoloshi stops church service. They believe these things can become the mythology behind it is they can become invisible by drinking water or swallowing a stone.
Okay.
And for these things to be created, because I even learned that. I learned how to create these jokers if I wanted to find me a witch doctor somewhere, and I just said fuck everything. Like somebody made me real mad, and I need me a Tokoloshi, which sounds like one of them Tamagotchis.
It does.
I gotta feed my Tokoloshi or you're gonna die.
I was sitting over here thinking about you, like, got a recipe book, and at the very back you got Tokoloshi. Like, you'll never forget what you need just in case.
I was saying this is engraved in my brain because it's so silly.
Okay.
I say, all right, I'm just gonna let the Tokoloshi gonna take a random loved one. It's just gonna happen. He would go find a corpse. I don't know what makes a dead body right for a Tokoloshi or wrong for a Tokoloshi, but he goes finds him a dead body. He takes hot iron rods and sticks it through his eyes into his brain, so he don't think for himself. Is the reason why, by the way.
Wow.
He sprinkles some magic dust on him. It shrinks the body down to Tokoloshi size. and then off that some bitch goes to terrorize whoever you pissed off. And when the Tokoloshi, they have been known to do anything from make you sick and break stuff in your home to kill you.
That's some wicked stuff.
Yeah.
But this thing's a menace. And they blame it basically like a spirit, so it's not really something that you can see. I mean, have they visualized, like, do they see the corpse?
I think it would be, well, they said the powder shrunk them down. So I guess it's a miniature corpse.
How small? Like very small? Or like melon heads?
Well, it's saying dwarf, so I'm thinking like 2-3 foot tall.
Okay.
And I'm going to let you know right now, a little corpse is 3 foot tall with iron spikes in its eyes running around my house is the scariest fucking thing on this list.
Yeah. Worse than Ooga Booga.
Oh my God, folks. Look, think what y'all fucking want. Whoever made that movie's fucked up. Y'all need to. It's called Ooga Booga. If you ever find the movie, just let me know. I'm not saying nothing else about that shit. I'm trying to have my damn podcast make it somewhere. I'm not doing that to myself. If you can find the trailer, go for it. I'm not even saying the fucking name again. You have to rewind to find it out. That shit fucked up, and whoever made that fucked up. But that trailer fucked up for real. Oh man. So think about it. Out of all the list of 3 that I've talked to you about today,
okay,
which one would you be more scared of? Like
the
which one would
most?
you? Yeah, which
Tokoloshi.
one? Tokoloshi, the hands down.
Hands down.
All right. You remember the game we used to play as kids, talking about what size bear we would fight and all that other good stuff?
Yes.
What's one cryptid you would hunt?
Hunt or fight? There's
Both.
a difference.
Both.
Bigfoot's too mainstream.
You feel like Bigfoot's too much of a popular answer?
I'd do something different. It's kind of cool if I could catch like the Loch Ness monster, right? But the Loch Ness monster ain't like massive. Like at the most max, like 10 feet.
You think the Loch Ness monster is only 10 foot long?
No, I'm saying from like what people say and stuff and what I know about it, which ain't much, that it's like described as this big creature.
Mm-hmm.
And you were going off size and what I would hunt. Like if there was like a moderate sized Loch Ness monster, I think that'd be kind of cool.
That'd be more like fishing, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
So you go out there and harpoon you a Nessie.
Yeah. Would that not be cool? I ain't messing with no Tokoloshi.
Fuck no.
I ain't messing with
I'm going to tell you right now.
Melonhead, I think, would be easy.
You know what? Look, because I said
That shit would be easy.
I said that disease shit. You feel bad about saying that shit. I saw that in your face. Once I put the disease name on it, BB didn't want to admit that he was going to whip their ass if they run up on him.
I mean, I kind of feel bad for him, like with the backstory.
But if they've already gone, hills have eyes. It's fair. Look, folks, I believe the world goes around if you find everything funny. Everything has a silver lining. I've always thought you can put the fun in funeral. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So yes, it is a known disease, but in this story, they feral and trying to gnaw on my ankles and shit. So they getting kicked and shit.
Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, in that case, it's me or them.
Is that how you gonna explain to it when the AIDS and shit from the
They ain't
hospital?
paying taxes. Fuck them.
They ain't paying taxes. Fuck them. But I fucked up with me. You get ambushed by these motherfuckers. You whip all their ass, and then like the nurses from the hospital that they escaped from like 15 minutes prior come running out with flashlights. Like, what did you do to these children?
Oh my gosh. Then I'm running.
Now you live.
Then I'm part of the hills.
Now you live in the woods.
No, I'm a melon head.
The BB Lotion.
That's the
The BB Lotion.
yeah, I'm for hire for sure.
Oh shit! Oh, so you'd be a cryptid for hire?
Absolutely.
So, oh, let me ask you a question. Would you risk it? Now that we're telling folks you can't, but would you? Would you risk it trying to fake a cryptid thing to become famous? I've always wanted to ask somebody that, and I think you're the perfect person to ask.
Would I do it? No. Do I think people do it? Do I think like these towns and like you said, like when the Lizard Man, right after it was like a wave of like people making merchandise and all that. Do I think people capitalize on that kind of shit? Yeah, because and I don't want to get like too involved with that kind of stuff, but I definitely think people, especially in our country, will find any way to capitalize on anything. So yes, I do think I would say 40% of decrypted stories are probably fabricated. Like a lot. Probably, I'd say 50% of people who say they see all Bigfoot might just say it and say they saw them. So I wouldn't do it, but I think people do it.
All right. You were talking about capitalizing on it. If I had a haunted house, I'd Airbnb that bitch out.
Absolutely.
Son, I'd pimp them down.
Would you advertise it as haunted even though it's not haunted?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I would rig some shit up. Y'all look. Y'all ever see my real name next to an Airbnb and that bitch say haunted? You better ask me for real before you go. Because there may be some mechanisms and shit. Do the old
Got that shit on a timer in a crawl space. It just hits something. Bang. Bang.
That Sally Knox on the wall. She died here in the late 70s.
Don't look under the house.
Oh shit.
You let her out.
Oh god. You know they were just reminding me of flashback again. Sock Man. We're talking about cryptids.
Oh my god.
Y'all folks. I'm going to embarrass
Okay.
I'm going to embarrass me and Bebop.
Now I will say, and I'm not going to spoil any of the story, but this is very smart parenting. So take notes. It is Father's Day, and it's like not physically beating your youngin when they do something wrong. It's like psychological warfare is all it is. And I'll let Jordy explain it, but go ahead.
So, BB's beloved mother decided to create a character named the Sock Man.
Sure did.
And the Sock Man lived in the areas of the house that she did not want us going into. So that's what BB meant by that's very damn good parenting. You don't beat ass. You don't have to worry about them going in there.
Scare them.
Scare the shit out of them. It makes funny kids. You see?
I mean, we turned out all right.
Oh, yeah. But Sock Man was my beloved aunt with stockings on her face that mushed her face. And she would just lower her voice and scare the shit out of children.
Yes, I mean, but she was like scary about it. Right?
Oh, God, yes.
Like
it was terrifying.
She would sell that case.
Oh.
Like banging on the door, shaking the door,
yeah.
And just like hollering and hooting. And then you see like this smushed up face in a was it a pantyhose?
It was pantyhose.
Pantyhose. Man, that as like a 7 to 6 to 9-year-old.
Oh yeah,
that is terrifying.
Yes, sir.
Maybe even younger than 6.
Oh yeah,
I don't even know when she started it.
I don't either. But and look, here was even the threats. Like if you didn't act right, I was going to put you in there with Sock Man.
Yes.
You think about that as a kid.
Yeah, she was going to put us in the room that we weren't allowed in and close the door and leave us with Sock Man. We ain't want that.
No, bro. That's like, that scary ass monster I told you about. I'm going to let him at you for a little bit and I'm going to get you back out.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
My mom wasn't the type to like beat or, spank. You know what I mean? I mean, we got our whoopings. We got our share of whoopings. But
are you talking about the whooping that your mom cried when she...
I mean, she just wasn't that type, right? She was like, you my baby. You my baby. I don't want to beat you. So she went that route. And I actually think, now that I'm older, I think that was smart. I think it was a very clever way of parenting.
Oh, so you're gonna keep the Sock Man legend alive?
Probably. Probably. I might well give it a try, but I think you got to sell it.
You know what I'll do for you? As a good Uncle G for my baby Earl, I'll put my hair down, put the stocking over my face and just come and clean out the laundry room one day on all fours for you. I'll do that for you, along with our Grinch idea.
Yeah, I want you to do that. I want to make sure he'll be good every Christmas for like the next 6.
Would you count the Grinch as a cryptid?
No, because there's no line where he's like in real life where people claim they see him. He's definitely a story piece.
He's an urban legend.
Urban legend.
Oh God, you know what I just thought about?
What?
They made a scary movie like they done with the Winnie the Pooh, but the Grinch.
I haven't seen that, but what I did see looks awful.
Oh,
Like cringy.
yeah.
Why would they do Pooh like that?
Why is his belly still showing if he's a killer now? Oh shit. But folks, I hope that you learned a little something.
Good talk. Good
Oh
conversation.
yeah. About
About the
cryptids
cryptids.
and folklore, and apparently about me a little bit.
Yeah. Learn a little information. Us growing up, sock man,
Oh man.
cryptids. Sounds like you really went after ones that aren't, well known, which is kind of cool. So hopefully, as a listener, you didn't know at least one of them, if not all of them, and maybe do some research of your own.
I'm gonna let you know. You knew about that Tokoloshi. You a spiteful motherfucker. I know what you out here trying to do. The only reason you researching Tokoloshi is because your boss made you mad.
And next time you get insurance on a vehicle, make sure to ask about Lizard Man coverage
Exactly.
or Cryptid Coverage.
Oh,
just see what they say.
Allstate Cryptid Coverage. We should trademark that shit and sell it to them.
Cryptid Coverage.
Cryptid Coverage. That's nice. But folks, this has been the podcast. I'm glad y'all made it this far. If y'all like us, love us, hell, even if you don't, like and share and torture somebody else with our bullshit.
Yeah, we definitely appreciate it.
Most definitely. And if you need anything or want anything, just send us a comment or a message at trh95.comedy@gmail.com. And I've been G.
I am B.
Stupid ass. Y'all be good now.